Hey, Kenny Williams, how are you? Welcome in. Welcome into another bull market live stream, guys. It's a beautiful day in the crypto market. Bitcoin touched 94,000. Looks like it's breaking out into another price discovery. We're going to talk about some big news that's happening in the market. Big things, guys, big things. Hey, John, how are you? Cody Bear Ranch. I think you need to change your name to Cody Bull Ranch, my friend. He says, yeah, hey, Tony, give us some good news. Adam Sprout, how are you? Jen, how are you? Billy Bob, welcome. Dieter from Belgium. Wow, welcome in from Belgium. Crypto Raffi, good to see you. Maniac March, thank you for all your hard work, Tony. Thank you so much, Maniac. I appreciate that. Yeah, Cody, you got to change it to Crypto Bull Ranch. Or Cody Bull Ranch, excuse me. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. It's another beautiful day in the crypto bull market. Exciting times. You know, we went through the painstaking, brutally bloody bear market, guys, of 2022, some of 2023, but we are officially back in a bull market. There's no doubt about that. And it feels good to watch the prices start to increase. And we know that the show is just getting started for the parabolic phase. And we are in the parabolic phase, but it moves in phases, right? There's micro phases in the macro phase, if that makes sense. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Benny, good morning. Good to see you. Lawrence Williams, how are you? From Florida, good to see you. Drew, the CEO, welcome in. John Magny, greetings from Norway. Welcome in. Mr. Pace, good to see you. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Hit the thumbs up button on the way in, guys. Hit the thumbs up button, the 5-star rating, the heart button, wherever you're watching or listening. We're live streaming on multiple platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, X, Kick.com, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Welcome in, guys. Good to see all of you. Another bullish day in the crypto market. Mike Mosley, what type of bullish news do you have for us today? I will definitely share that with you guys. Jesse Wilson, watching from Spokane. Welcome in, Jesse. Benny says here, we put the time and energy into crypto for years. Now it is our time to reap the rewards. Absolutely. Well put, Benny. Investing is not like playing the lottery where you just, on a Friday night, you go play the numbers and then you get the results in about a week, right? That's not how it works. Investing requires a lot of patience, a lot of research. You have to stomach the roller coaster rides, especially in crypto. Crypto is highly volatile, more volatile than stocks, real estate, gold, and so forth. So you have to be financially educated to invest, to know what you're investing in, why you're investing in it, having the thesis, but also making sure your thesis is backed by data and charts and fundamentals and all these things. So well put, Benny. Nguda, watching from Kenya. Wow, welcome in. B. Snowden, hello from Maine. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Good to see all of you. Guys, hit the thumbs up button on the way in. Hit the 5-star rating. Hit the heart button wherever you're watching and listening from. XRP Cookie says, Songbird SGBF assets ready to go live. If it hits the ground running, then expect Flare to melt faces. Yeah, I absolutely expect Flare is going to run. Which part of the bull market, I'm not sure. It just depends on the liquidity cycle, but I do think it will. Lunatics says, greetings from Antarctica. Lunatics, I don't know if you're messing around, but if you are really in Antarctica, maybe you're one of the explorers and you're in one of the the bases out there from one of the countries, that would be amazing. But I think you're trolling a little bit, but no worries. Poker Mope XRP says, I can't wait for the Gensler resigns pump. Guys, When Gensler submits his resignation letter, oh my gosh, the entire crypto market is going to throw a party, guys. I think the markets are going to go nuts. It'll be insane. H12, welcome in from Korea. Wow. We got K Askis, if I'm saying that right, or Oskis, excuse me, watching from Germany. Welcome in. We got people from around the globe, guys. I love it. I love the internet. John says, greetings from the International Space Station. Guys, I won't believe it until you post a photo of it, right? You got to show proof. All right, guys, let's talk about the markets. So this morning, Bitcoin surged past $94,000, and it was very close to 95,000. Now, there's a little bit of a cool down. Right now, it's sitting right below 94. So let's see where it takes us. But overall, as I've been saying, we are in a bull market, and I believe we are in a macro bull market for all assets, stocks, gold, crypto, and more. But crypto, nothing moves like crypto, right? Nothing gives you returns like crypto. That's why we're here in this new asset class. We are the early adopters. We front ran BlackRock and all of Wall Street, or at least the majority of us. I've been here since 2016. And look, the total crypto market cap is over $3 trillion. We're seeing that altcoins are breaking out. So things are looking very good. As always, you have to exercise patience because nothing moves up in a straight line. And altcoins are going to rally, then pull back, build support levels, and then keep going up. So, expect volatility. You have to expect the volatility, and don't be surprised by 25 to 30% market corrections in a bull market. So you will have these pullbacks. Just look at last cycle, right? You had some steep corrections coming in here after major pumps. So expect these things. This way you're not being swayed, from an emotional standpoint, but you're like, wait a minute. Okay, where are we in the market cycle? Are we near the top? And you want to look at different signals and indicators and know that, these deep corrections can happen, guys, all the way up to the top. So be ready for that. It wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin was like, okay, here's the fake out pump to 95K, big pullback. It wouldn't surprise me. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I am also not ruling the pullback, a deep pullback. I'm not taking it off the table. We have to anticipate these things because we want to be smart, educated investors where we're looking at the charts, the market movements, the macro, and much more. So good signs all around. And here's what some analysts are saying. Rect Capital says Bitcoin breakout confirmed. Welcome to new Bitcoin all-time highs. So as mentioned, Bitcoin this morning blast past 94,000. It was close to 95. So the day is still young. It may still make its way to $95,000. Now, from a zoomed out perspective, the full macro view, Rect Capital also said Bitcoin is continuing its price discovery uptrend. As per history, Bitcoin is still in the very early stages of the price discovery uptrend as well. So this price discovery zone, we kicked it off a couple weeks ago, and we still have upside. And of course, we are in the parabolic phase where the market just starts melting faces. Bitcoin moves, altcoins are ripping, and things just go crazy. They get really crazy, and you start to see sometimes some stupid things happening. But this is why you need to have a plan. Which price points are you taking profits at? Where are we in the cycle? And this is why you're subscribed and you're watching this podcast and channel, because we need to pay attention to the charts. This is not the time to walk away from the charts, guys. You need to pay attention. This game time. This is the fourth quarter, or this game 7 right here. So you need to pay attention and follow these different analysts, follow me and so forth, because I'll try to keep you guys up to date as to what's happening. So for example, on my cash out plan, I plan to start taking profits, or I start to take a good amount of profits on Bitcoin around 100K and higher. And of course on different altcoins. Now I have my cash out plan for my Ethereum holdings, my Solana holdings, my XRP holdings, my Cardano holdings, and so on and so forth. So make sure you have it written down and know what price points you're taking profits at. Now, Bob Lucas, who does some great Bitcoin macro analysis. I've met Bob a couple of times. He has a Web3 hub where he supports entrepreneurs in New York City. It's actually right down by the Wall Street Bull. I had my book signing event there earlier this year. He highlighted the following chart showing a potential, and I say potential because this is not a certainty, of what Bitcoin's move may look like in the coming months. I think this is fairly accurate, but once again, it's speculation. So please don't walk away with this is how it's exactly going to happen. This is a probability. He says running higher consolidation, releasing now. This is the uber bull case for the remainder of this 60-day cycle. So this shows us going into Q1, and it possibly can go, further into Q2, but there's no guarantees. But he's showing here as we head into later into November, which is the month is almost up, is like 10 days left. And then into December, you see here Bitcoin's cracking 100,000 and then obviously going to higher prices, 116, 117,000. Pullback, right? Healthy pullback, continuing, hitting 120, pulling back into a deeper correction before going up to higher prices. So notice it's not a straight line, right? So if you're new to the market, it doesn't go up in a straight line. Just go look at the charts. I've often told you guys, go to tradingview.com. It's free. It's 100% free. You can pull up the charts for any asset and you'll get an idea what may happen. So I think this is fairly accurate. Doesn't mean it's going to play out this way, but it looks really good. But if this does happen, guys, it will be a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year because altcoins are going to follow Bitcoin. There's going to be a lot of liquidity. And I have a thesis that I've been tweeting about and sharing. I believe the Bitcoin whales want to send Bitcoin to $100,000 before Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving, just in time for Thanksgiving dinner. Why? We've seen historically retail FOMO is cultivated around there because everybody starts talking about it. Oh, did you see Bitcoin at 100,000? Did you see Dogecoin at this price? And then that's when the dumb money crowd, unfortunately, I didn't make up the term, the dumb money crowd comes in. But we are not on the side of dumb money. We don't buy the tops. We don't buy into pumps. We buy the bloody bear market, the lows. We dollar cost average in, and we sell the pumps. We sell the euphoric blow off top. But this happens not just in crypto, in the stock market and so forth, but this is where financial education is so important, understanding where we're at in the cycle. Now, one of the bullish things I continue to see, guys, is Bitcoin sharks and whales continue to accumulate. This data is coming from Sentiment, showing that wallets with 10 or more Bitcoins are on the rise. They have been on the rise since the major sell-off earlier this year with the Bitcoin ETF buy the rumor, sell the news event. So the whales were, of course, selling, and then they started accumulating again. Look at that. Right, guys? This is why we want to be on the side of smart money with what these major funds and firms are doing, because they're not, in the dumb money crowd. They're not following mainstream financial news media. They're looking at charts and data and analytics and the sentiment of the dumb money crowd. So, guys, very, very bullish signal here. Another bullish signal is that the supply on exchanges continues to drop. Why is that important? It means less sell pressure. The whales, as they accumulate, are moving the Bitcoins off the exchanges. And what we've seen when it's time to sell, when we're nearing tops, that's when they start moving coins back on the exchanges. So notice, going back to earlier this year into May and so forth, they were moving the coins back on the exchanges where the supply was high because they were selling. And now they're moving the coins off the exchanges. So this is why, once again, you want to look at these different indicators and metrics. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. Hit the heart button. Also, check out our sponsors, Uphold, VeChain, BitGo, Gemini. Links will be in the description. Check out those sponsors. Now, one of the other indicators I'd like to look at is the Bitcoin Pi Cycle Top Indicator. You can see here that it has flashed when pretty much, we're close to a top. It has played out perfectly historically, and it has not come close yet to flashing. So we got more upside. But once again, this is the time you want to pay attention because things can change very quickly. It can easily start moving up closer as we've seen in previous cycles. So just be prepared with that plan. And one of the things we've been tracking, guys, on Google Trends, we're seeing searches for crypto, Bitcoin, XRP, and meme coins and things like that have been on the rise. They're not at the levels of the previous bull market as yet, but you can see the awakening that's happening here. Bitcoin has the highest search volume among these different terms, but you can see it's nowhere near the peak of the previous bull market. But retail is waking up. Mainstream media is starting to cover Bitcoin. Options trading went live. This XRP is pumping. Meme coins are pumping. This person's becoming a millionaire. Yada, yada. We've seen this story before. So this is why I said this is the time to pay attention. Don't turn off your laptop, so to speak. Obviously, you don't have to look at it every hour, but you got to check in daily to see what's happening with the market. Where are we? Because you want to make sure you're taking your profits. Now, some of you may be sophisticated where you have your limit sell orders. Like I use limit sell orders on different exchanges like Coinbase Pro, where you set the price targets and then when the price hits the respective target, it's automatically sells. So you can do that if you want. That's an option to help you. So if you can't look at the charts every day. But guys, we're seeing here Bitcoin, crypto, XRP searches, are up. And if we just zoom out to the past 12 or zoom in on the past 12 months, you can see here things are awakening, my friends. That's a good sign. And more liquidity, more capital will be coming into this market. Now, one of the things I've been talking about, which is very big for Bitcoin, is Bitcoin ETF options going live. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF options, it started trading yesterday, and we saw about over $1 billion in trading volume. And Eric Balchunas of Bloomberg says, he shared a chart, options volume by strike price and contract, said superb visuals showing where all the action was in the IBIT options for strike price from James Seyfert. Basically, everything to the right of the right line is betting that Bitcoin will be higher in the future. Left of it is betting lower. So whales, a lot of the institutional investors are looking for higher prices. Michael Saylor continues to be a Bitcoin drug addict. The man is incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. Well, you remember the news I broke about a couple of days ago that they were doing another debt round of $1.75 billion. They are increasing that to $2.6 billion. This is insane. He's raising so much debt to buy Bitcoin, but it's paying off. It's a strategy is paying off because currency debasement continues. So it is paying off well for the arbitrage with his company's stock price. And in fact, MicroStrategy, they has surpassed $100 billion market cap. And we know that's largely due to the Bitcoin holdings. This is insane stuff, guys. Insane. Let's see here. Okay, so Brad Garlinghouse went on Fox Business this morning, and I'm gonna play the clip here for you guys because I think it's really good. Let me make sure you guys can hear the sound here of the. Let me turn off this music here. Give me 1 second. So I will pause my screen share for a sec, and let me share this window here so you guys can hear the. Let's see. It is. Whoops. Trying to get my computer to work here. Okay. Here we go. We're going to share the audio. I'm going to play this for you guys.
Welcome back. Bitcoin has been on fire. Take a look at Bitcoin this morning at 93,761. The cryptocurrency touching a new all-time high of about $94,000 yesterday. As the Trump rally continues, Trump Media and Technology Group also reportedly in advanced talks to acquire crypto exchange Bakkt. Bakkt says it does not comment on, quote, market rumors or speculation. The acquisition would mark Trump's latest move into the world of crypto after promising to explore crypto-friendly policies on the campaign trail. Joining me now is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, great to see you.
Very good to see you.
Thanks so much for being here. Tell us how Ripple fits into this whole crypto framework that we're actually understanding better and better recently.
So from the earliest days, Ripple has been focused on solving the problem around cross-border payments. It's slow, it's expensive, and we use a digital asset called XRP to help speed that up, make it very inexpensive and very reliable. But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has had this very hostile. The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
So for Ripple, do you think that this also unlocks new revenue opportunities for you in the U.S.? Because I know the customer base largely outside the U.S.
You're exactly right. You know, the United States SEC filed a lawsuit about what is XRP 4 years ago. And so it kind of froze the U.S. market opportunity for us. You know, if you're a U.S. bank or U.S. financial institution, you're like, let's just wait and see how this plays out. So 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And finally, I think we're at a point where we can actually see growth and see the crypto industry thrive here in the United States. The largest economy in the world has really been leaning out of the crypto economy.
And giving it up to China.
There's no question. Like, it's growing in the UK, it's growing in Japan, it's growing in Switzerland. I mean, these are big economies that are leaning, you know, the U.S. really has been the outlier in many ways.
Yeah, it's a great point. So talk to us about your outlook for crypto under the Trump administration and this deregulation that Trump is underway, thinking about and talking about. Look, he's been putting together a cabinet. We still don't have his idea on a Securities and Exchange Commission head, CFTC head. All of these agencies want a piece of you, want a piece of the crypto industry. They all want to have some kind of a regulatory, role here. Do you think you get more clarity under the Trump administration on who's running things?
Yes, we want them to have a role. And as you know well, one of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation. It's just the regulation is not even clear. We're trying to apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test. So we're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again. And I think, Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
No, he certainly talks about it a lot and wants more in terms of the U.S. role in that. Trump reportedly meeting privately with the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, on Monday to discuss key appointments for the second Trump administration. So Fox Business's Edward Lawrence spoke to Coinbase chief policy officer about that meeting. Watch this.
We're gratified by the degree that the Trump team has had an open door with us and given us an opportunity to talk about our vision about crypto and to see them ultimately adopt much of that. We're very excited to do our part to fulfill the president's vision of making the U.S. a crypto and digital asset leader of the world. There's a lot of work to be done. There was a lot of damage done over the last 4 years that all of us in the industry and working with our policymakers can kind of get going on to restore the U.S.'s position as a global leader.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it would speak volumes if Trump put in a crypto expert in the SEC. That would be unbelievable. Or CFTC. Where does Coinbase fit into all of this?
I mean, Coinbase has been a really important voice in this. I think, three key players came together during this election cycle. Coinbase, Ripple, and Andreessen Horowitz came together to really make sure that crypto was front foot on the agenda. And I think we will get someone at the SEC who is very familiar with crypto. There's a couple names still in the mix that I think are very strong candidates. And the nice thing is these are people who don't go in with we're going to attack this industry. And it really did turn out to be, at a minimum, unethical and a maximum unlawful. And again, federal courts are saying that, not just Brad Garlinghouse.
Right. And Trump has talked about the stablecoin industry as well. You're about to launch a stablecoin. Is that right?
We are indeed. Ripple announced not too long ago, we're announcing something called RLUSD or Ripple USD. The stablecoin market now is about $180 billion. And the largest player is called Tether. We think there's an opportunity for the Ripple of the world, that we're an institutional use case. selling into banks, solving that cross-border, and really making payments cheaper, faster. We think this is a perfect use case of these technologies.
I can understand, because slowly but surely you're seeing financial services get it and start implementing crypto stablecoins in their businesses. Trump, of course, has vowed to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on day one. I said day one. And Gensler has recently signaled that he may soon resign after President-elect Trump's massive election win. Here's a look at some of the rumored contenders Trump is considering for the chairman of the SEC, Brad. And I want to get your take on what's the most important thing that person should do in the early days of this new role at the SEC, should one of these folks get them.
I think working with Congress and identifying here is the gaps in the existing laws that create the confusion. I think, I don't know all those candidates personally, but there's a bunch of very strong candidates up there that I think aren't going to pretend that, hey, the rules are clear. Gary Gensler would testify in front of Congress and literally say the rules are clear, but in the next sentence, he wouldn't answer the question, is ETH a security? So to me, it's just this, head in the sand. It's a new dawn for crypto in the United States, and I think we really can make this the heartbeat of the crypto and blockchain industry in the next 5 or 10 years.
For so many people, they feel like the people who are writing these rules, writing the framework for crypto, actually don't understand it. I mean, do you think Gary Gensler actually understands the crypto business?
One of the most frustrating things about Gary Gensler, he actually taught classes at MIT about crypto. And if you watch the videos of him teaching these classes, and then you listen to him after he became the chair of the SEC under Elizabeth Warren's kind of guidance.
Oh, I see where you're going.
It was a night and day difference. And so
he is smart, he understands, but he's political.
Extremely, and hypocritical.
Yeah.
Look, literally the federal courts were calling the SEC under his leadership, these are exact quotes, arbitrary and capricious, failing to follow a faithful allegiance to the law.
Wow.
They were even sanctioned in one case in Utah, that the SEC was sanctioned by a federal judge. This is not what we want from our government institutions, to work for the people and to actually protect investors.
All right, we will leave it there. Brad, great to see you.
Great to see you.
Thanks so much. Great insights from you, Brad Garlinghouse.
Wow. Great interview, guys, right? They touched on a lot of stuff here. Obviously highlighting Gensler and his anti-crypto agenda against the industry. Coinbase CEO meeting with Donald Trump and talking about different appointments within the government. And, there's going to be a lot of pro-crypto folks coming in to work at the in the Trump administration. So that's a very, very good thing. Very bullish for the future outlook of this market. Let me adjust my screen share here for you guys, because we got more to touch on. But things are looking very bright, guys. I am so bullish. The charts tell the story, and here the narratives are following, right? And we got we have the first pro-crypto president coming into office, and we have the most pro-crypto Congress ever coming into office. So things are looking really good for us, guys. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what December looks like and 2025. And like I said, we're already seeing the movements in the charts, and we are in that parabolic phase. So more to come, and we're going to see retail and a lot of folks pouring into the market. Now, speaking of retail, I don't know how many of you saw this story, but a 10-year-old kid used Pump.Fun to create a meme coin. He then rugged people for $30,000, and he did a lot of this on a live stream. But then the community started pumping the coin, and his holdings that he rugged are now worth $1.28 million. This is insane. The only thing that sucks about it, they doxed his name, address, and school, but he's just a 10-year-old kid. I wish they didn't do that. But this is insane. I mean, but this is the world we live in, right? We are headed to a more digital future. So kids growing up now are going to be all immersed in the internet, using crypto, meme coins, and much more. But this is one of the things you have to be careful with meme coins. It is really, really risky. So you can easily get rugged, and a 10-year-old can rug you. So if you're jumping into meme coins that were created yesterday or last week or last month, be careful. You don't know who's behind it. and what their agenda is. Now, are there some established meme coins which I think have lasting potential? Yeah, like Dogecoin, strong community, strong brand. There's actually developers working on it. You have like Shib and some others, Pepe and so forth, right? But be careful of the random meme coin that was just started last night, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna make $1 million off of it. I'm just gonna jump in. Well, like I said, a 10-year-old could probably rug the hell out of you and take all your money. So just be careful. Look, there's some people who, you know, they're like, hey, I'll throw $100 at this. You know, I don't care if I lose the $100, and it's high risk, high reward, or low risk, high reward. So, you know, some people play it like that, but if you're putting like 10 grand or something into meme coins, just be careful. But on one hand, I am amazed by this 10-year-old. On the other hand, I feel sorry for him because he got doxxed. And I don't know if anybody's going to go after him. Is Gary Gensler going to go after this 10-year-old? You never know. Gary's a scumbag like that. But, you know, a kid like this, if he was able to do this, you know, somebody should try to mentor him and help him use his skill sets and at least his base knowledge towards, you know, developing other things, because clearly the kid has some high level IQ to be able to do stuff like this. Not every 10-year-old can create a meme coin and then rug people. So, so it's insane what's happening. You know, Raul Pal said the following: if you didn't think that kids who grew up on Roblox or Robux wouldn't discover memes, you weren't thinking. Gen Z and Gen A are entirely digital native in online digital economies. Was just a matter of time. Now 10-year-olds are launching memes and rugging millennials. Be careful out there, guys. But this, whether we like it or not, and I'm not a big fan of meme coins, these are signs of dumb money crowd coming in, retail, right? These are signs. And this is why, like I said earlier, this is not where you want to be buying. You want to start to plan your selling. So just you know, think about these things, keep it in the back of your mind. But interesting stuff. Guys, be sure to check out our sponsors, Uphold, great crypto platform, VeChain, BitGo, and Gemini. Links will be in the description. Also, sign up for my free email newsletter on Substack, 100% free. Grab a copy of my book if you are able to. It will support me in the podcast, guys. Thank you so much. So, guys, bullish times are ahead. I want to answer some questions that people may have in the chat here. Let's see. Werner says, kids at an ATM that sucks the money. Chapman says, imagine being rugged by a 10-year-old. How embarrassing. Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Looks like we got some spam in here. People spamming some meme coins. Chapman says 30K, not a bad payday for a 10-year-old scammer. Yeah. Let's see here. Lawrence Bronson says, thanks, Tony. I guess Tether isn't 100% if Trump just gave Lutnick a job. Trump loves the dirties. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, Howard Lutnick is a CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald. They are one of the firms that custody the reserves for and undo audits of Tether's reserves. I don't believe in this Tether FUD. I've stated before that I believe back in the day, Tether was not fully compliant and their books were not fully in order. I think they're in a much different place now. And when you have a Wall Street firm like Cantor saying, hey, look, they have the money, I'm going to go with that versus people who haven't shown any proof. There's a lot of FUD. Just because somebody tweeted about it doesn't mean it's true. You have to show proof. Now, yes, Tether has some issues with the EU with regards to their reserves and so forth, but there hasn't been any red flags, and it wasn't so much that they don't have the reserves. I think it's more about KYC and AML, right? I don't think Tether does the greatest job with KYC, but you know, I could be wrong. Let's see here. Whatever questions you guys have, throw them in the chat. Let's see here. I can start looking at some altcoins. Dieter says, what do you think about the amount of front running that is happening now versus after Trump is sworn in? Yeah, Dieter. So this is where you have to be careful, right? Because what have we seen historically? Bitcoin has pumped under Democrats and Republicans. Bitcoin was created as a hedge against money printing. Both Democrats and and Republicans print money and they debase the currency, right? Bitcoin was created as a hedge against that, the entire system. So it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democrat in office. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but what about Elizabeth Warren? Yes, but Bitcoin is not correlated to Elizabeth Warren or the attacks on crypto. Bitcoin, despite the attacks, right? Let's look at this. Who was in office under this bull market run up so far? Biden. Who's currently in office? Biden, right? Bitcoin ran up to new highs earlier this year off the ETF launch. And even in 2023, it ran up. Biden was in office. But the point is, global liquidity went up. And the ethos of Bitcoin and crypto essentially is that hedge. So markets don't necessarily care about Democrats and Republicans. However, is there an added euphoria because of Trump, because he's pro crypto and he will be more loose financially? Absolutely. But would Bitcoin have rallied, and maybe not as strong, but would it have rallied and continued the bull market if Kamala Harris won? Of course. Guys, this is the data. It's not feelings, it's not emotions, it's not your political view. Because remember, Bitcoin wasn't created to be a Democrat asset or a Republican asset. And sometimes people get caught up in so much narratives, they don't look at data and so forth. They just want to believe their confirmation bias versus what does the data show us? And you go back, Bitcoin pumped under Obama, it pumped under Trump, it pumped under Biden, and now it's going to pump under Trump again because it's a hedge against all the nonsense that world central banks have been doing. So the front running, though, that you're talking about, yes, there's a strong narrative. And this is why there could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. There could be a big pullback in early next year when Trump is inaugurated again. So be prepared for that. And it kind of goes back to what Bob Lucas shared here going into January, that big correction. We shall see. Doesn't mean it plays out like this, but the charts, you want to look at the charts, let the charts be your foundation. Look at the macro, look at the indicators, the fundamentals, stablecoin liquidity, all these different things. And then look at narratives last. Narratives are for the masses, for the retail. So that a lot of people are like, oh yeah, the Trump trade. Yeah, let's jump in, right? But they're jumping at the wrong time. So I'm being as unbiased as possible. Now, am I bullish that Trump is coming in and he's pro crypto? Of course, right? Gary Gensler is going to be out. But my investment thesis is not based on Trump. It's not based on narratives. It's based on what the charts, the fundamentals, the indicators, and these things are telling us. So, I just, some people who are very, political are probably going to get upset, but be upset. Politics come in, presidents come and go. The point is, what is the assets doing and what are the central banks doing? Because global liquidity is what drives the majority of asset appreciation. This applies to crypto, stocks, real estate, and so forth. Let's see here. So Vatican says, good morning, Tony. Do you see $30 near at the end of the bull run? So let's look at NEAR's chart. I don't hold any NEAR tokens, and it's not because I'm anti-NEAR. It's just, it's impossible to hold everything, right? I'm sure many of you know that. I don't know about $30 because when you look at even the 4.26, the 4.236 extension, that just takes you about to $20. So $30 doesn't seem realistic. Now, is anything possible? Sure. The question is it probable? I think it's more probable it tops out about $15 to $18, $17 range, $15 to $16 actually. So this is just on the analysis here of using the Fibonacci model, which I've used historically to help me get an approximation of what the price may go. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed to get there, right? We've seen that historically with different altcoins. So I hope that answers your question, Vatican. Johnny Cardenas, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. What do you think of Sologenic? Solo is up over 100% in the past week, XRPL project. Yeah, I remember Sologenic. I don't hold any Solo tokens, but I know they are a project that they continue to do a lot of development. So what we're seeing is a lot of these tokens are waking up. Altcoins are moving as liquidity is flowing through the market. So looking very good here on the chart as far as a breakout. So just like XRP, just like Cardano, HBAR, and so forth, we're seeing breakouts. Very good sign. Very, very good sign. And like I said, I don't hold this token, but that's a good sign. Look at the awakening from the depths of the bear market, right? Where it looked like it was dead. But it has ways to go because it pumped really hard back in 2021. So if we were to lay a Fibonacci indicator on here, let's see here. You know, could it potentially go up to 14 bucks? That's possible, but it has a lot of work to do, right? From that small breakout, has a lot of work to do. And remember, there is no guarantee that it has to break the old all-time high. There are variables to this. There are different factors that you have to take in consideration, like token release. Did they put a ton of more tokens into the market, right? Because that floods the market. It takes more capital to move the price. And also, is there a lot of development activity happening on the platform? Is there adoption? Because those things can help it to break the old all-time high. If not, the general liquidity move in the cycle could simply take it back to the old all-time high or just below. So keep that in mind. This is why you diversify. This is why you pay attention to what you're investing in and make sure that you're following different metrics for these different tokens. Joe Telly says, what do you think about Gensel starting at Black? Do you mean Gensler? Man, that would be a kick in the face if Gensler goes to work for BlackRock. I know some people are saying they would blacklist any crypto firm that hires Gensler. And I hope no crypto firm makes that move. And I don't know if BlackRock would do that. This guy Gensler is a political liability. He just has bad optics all around him. Vatican says, do you see a $30 render? Let's see. I hold a render token. Now, render, I'm not the best, obviously, but I think many of you know, I by no means am I an expert on chart analysis. I know enough to be dangerous and enough to get away with knowing the market cycles, making some money, but I'm not some Wall Street analyst, a day trader, or anything like that. As far as $30, it's possible. It is possible. Will it get there? I'm not sure, but AI is a strong narrative, and render obviously was a big leader, into this year. So we shall see. I'm bullish on it. I hope it gets to $30. But when you're hitting zones like the 1.618, it's around the $20 mark, you may want to start taking profits, right? That's my plan, at least. Do your own research, of course, but you want to start taking profits and just watch where we're at in the market cycle. And if there's enough liquidity that's going to come in, that could take it to $30. But it seems like it's reasonable that it could get there. But we shall have to wait and see. Oh man, we got a lot of spammers here. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving, Bitcoin. Okay. I thought this guy was spamming a meme coin here, but dude, Bitcoin long, chill out, man. Too much comments here, dude. Let's see. VeChain. So guys, I hold VeChain. I'm very bullish on VeChain. I've been holding VeChain for a long time. So VeChain, good news. It is breaking out on the charts. That means it's awakening. And I am hoping, fingers crossed, and this is completely biased now, right? That it can go to at least 50 cents. But if it can get to 2.618 or even higher, that would be amazing. $1 would be epic, but the probability of it getting to $1 is Not that strong, but hey, if you can get to 70 cents, I will take that. I will take that, guys. That'll be a very nice return for me, as I'm sure many of you, depending on where you bought in, of course. Florida attorney says, what are your thoughts on Algorand? So let's see here. I do hold some Algorand tokens, but Algorand, hasn't been performing too well. Let's see. I think I had the chart set up on somewhere else. I think it was Binance. Yes. There we go. So good thing, or good news, is that Algorand is starting to wake up as well, but it has a lot of work to put in, guys, to get back to that old all-time high of about $3. A lot of work. Well, actually, excuse me, not the old all-time high, but the previous all-time high. The old all-time high is near $3.80. A lot of work to do. But guys, here's a prime example. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. Here's a prime example of a coin doesn't necessarily have to break, or it's not guaranteed that it breaks the old all-time high. Algorand, whenever it was launched, back in 2019, was near $3.80. Notice the previous bull market, it topped out at about here, if I'm reading the charts right here, around $3, $2.98 or something. Notice it didn't go the full, even the full retracement. So this is why we have to be careful. We have to pay attention to the charts and start taking profits. Because if you're holding Algorand and you're thinking, oh, dude, it's going to $10, there's no guarantee. You want it to get there. That's your hope. That's your dream. And I'm with you, but there's no guarantee. And that's the cold, hard truth. I know it's a hard thing to swallow, a hard pill to swallow here, but there's no guarantee, guys. So just be careful, know where you're at in the cycle, and pay attention to the charts. And you can go to TradingView. This is free to take a look at. But, if it were to go off of the the previous all-time high, and even just goes to the 2.618, that puts us around $7.50. I would take that. But it has underperformed since since the initial high. So keep that in mind. Some of these altcoins are not going to be able to do this. That's just the nature of markets. Vatican says Ondo. Let's see here. Ondo. I don't hold any Ondo, so I'm just kind of doing this off the cuff. I don't know much about this coin. Well, actually, is this the one that BlackRock is involved with, or they're involved with BlackRock or something like that, if I remember correctly? Could it go to $3? Possible, maybe a bit lower, but I don't know much about it. Kiet says Sol run up to the top, 4K possible. I saw somebody tweeting about that. People are starting to tweet ridiculous price points. I mean, it's just really dumb. 4K is not possible. 4K is not possible. Let's say it goes all the way to the 4.236 extension. That's just over $1,000, guys. That's just over $1,000. So 4,000 is a ridiculous price point. That is nuts. So be careful with people who just throw out, oh, XRP $1 million, Solana 500,000, Bitcoin 1 million this cycle. Be careful, right? Go back to the charts, go back to the fundamentals, because it's easy to throw out price points and just tweet about it. And a lot of these guys who do this, they're manipulating you. So, for example, many of them use leverage. So they're long, they want you to buy, and that drives the price up. They take their profits, right? Using derivatives and so forth. Some of them are spot holders, and they just want the price to go up, and they will be taking profits. But guess what they won't tell you? The people who are calling those crazy price points, notice they never show you where they're taking profits. They never show you the details of their portfolio. Until they do, you have to take what they're saying with a grain of salt, So you have to have some level of skepticism there. I'm showing you charts. I'm showing you the Fibonacci model here. Now, you don't have to believe this if you don't want to, but at least I'm not using my emotions or gut or just throwing out, hey, man, Solana to $5,000 right now, dude. Right? I'm not doing that. And that's clickbait, dumb crap predictions, right? That's just really dumb. I think you all understand that. But if we just look at the previous high and put a Fibonacci, and you can go do this on TradingView, we at least have some data as our foundation for this thesis that this thing could go possibly to 1,000 given the amount of VC liquidity, but there's no guarantee. But let's say we play it more conservative and we just do the 3.618. Could it be 800, 900 bucks, possibly touch 1,000, 950, touch 1,000? Possibly, but it's going to be in this range, right? So be careful with those crazy price predictions. Lunatic says, Gary Gensler is the worst SEC chair ever. The highlight of his career is busting Kim Kardashian and the couple from the 70s show. Yeah, for sure. Jay Raglan says, hey, Tony, do you think Algo is pumping over the last week? I didn't hear any big news. Do you think it's pumping with the market, or is there something? So Jay, I shared the chart. I think it's more of pumping with the market. The liquidity is making its way through the altcoins. So we're seeing a lot of these altcoins waking up. Let's see here. Zach B says, I appreciate your interview with the guy from XDC. There's hardly any coverage of that blockchain. What are your thoughts on XDC after the interview? Yeah, Zach B, XDC seems promising. I don't hold any. And I think they probably need to do a better job of getting more information out there about XDC. Doesn't look it. It's a Bitfinex, Bitstamp. Let's see. I've never honestly looked at this chart. So let's do. Is there not a? Let's see. Well, the good news is that it has woken up with the rest of the altcoins. So we're seeing the same type of move for many altcoins with the liquidity cycling through, right? That's what we want to see. That's a good sign. Let's see what it could potentially do. And once again, potentially, because we're talking probabilities, there are a lot of different factors that play into how a coin performs. Once again, there's no guarantee that it breaks the old all-time high of about what was that, 20 bucks? Is it 20 bucks? Let's see. Yeah. Sorry, not 20 bucks, 20 cents. My goodness. So ideal case, the 3.618, that puts us around 66 cents or so. But let's go a bit more conservative. Let's say it's able, due to certain news or whatever may be, partnerships, it's able to get to 50 cents, the 2.618. That seems reasonable. But like I said, good news that we're seeing the awakening on the charts. Because if it was still not doing anything with all the liquidity cycling through the market, that would not be good. Morton Hummel Anderson says 100K before Thanksgiving. So Morton, I was talking about this earlier. I have a thesis that Bitcoin whales want to send Bitcoin to 100,000 just in time for Thanksgiving dinner so that it can kick off more retail FOMO. This is how the markets work. Smart money and whales, they know how to manipulate it, guys. That's the truth about it. And it happens in the stock market too. So this is not specific to crypto. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin back over 94,000. Good, good, good. It was over 94,000 this morning, hitting new highs. Looked like it was on its way to 95. It cooled down a bit, but looks like it's back over 94. But we still got the rest of the day to go. I think the next target is that 1.618, which is around $103,000. So let's see. $100,000 by Thanksgiving. I think so. I wrote about it in my newsletter because I see what the whales are doing in continuing to accumulate. And Google search volume shows retail, some level of retail is here, but not the full frenzy, media gone crazy, people going stupid level, if you know what I mean. David Dixon says, what's your take on Mantra OM? I've never heard of Mantra OM. Let's see. I don't know about this, honestly, so I'm looking at it for the first time. It's a security first RWA layer 1 blockchain. Yeah, I've never heard of this. Let's see. Well, it seems to be up significantly. $4.20. That's a good sign. I don't know if this is the full history of the coin, but wow, it's pumping. But I honestly have not heard of it. Spell 808 says, Tony, do you see a 3-cent spell token and a $1.30 box token? Man, I've never heard of these tokens. Spell? Is this a meme coin? Okay, so it looks like it was around in 2021. Let's see if we can find it on the charts here. Spell token and Coinbase. Okay. So guys, again, you're seeing a lot of these tokens starting to move again, right? Earlier this year, they were moving because Bitcoin pumped to 73,000 on that ETF news, buy the rumor, sell the news. Then the big drop off. Notice how all these things follow Bitcoin, right? This is what I've been trying to share with you guys, teaching you guys for years. Drops off, Bitcoin awakens, then the altcoins, then the liquidity flows to the altcoins. Notice a lot of them are waking up here. So it's got work to do. Wow. It's got work to do. Oh my gosh, what a chart. This is pretty crazy. When it was at 2 cents, I'm going to approximate this, eyeball it a bit. You know, maybe it goes to, if it's able to, no guarantee, maybe it goes to 5 cents or near 7. But if you go conservative and just do the 1.618 Fibonacci, maybe 4 cents, but no guarantees. It looks like it has a ton of work to do to get back there, guys. So I don't know what the Fox token is. Let's see. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the 5-star rating. Hit the heart button wherever you're watching or listening. And be sure to check out our sponsors, Uphold, VeChain, BitGo, Gemini. Links will be in the description. Check out my free newsletter on Substack, 100% free. And grab a copy of my book if you're able to. It's available in paperback and digital. Okay, Fox token. What the hell is Fox token? It sounds like a meme coin. It looks like there's a lot of Fox tokens here. Mr. Fox token, Star Fox token, Shapeshift Fox token, and then Fox token. So yeah, meme coins. Meme coins I'm not even going to mess around with because it is too much of a, it's just too volatile. There's too many variables. There's hardly any fundamentals and things. Look at this. This CoinMarketCap can't even keep up with it. It's broken. Oh my gosh. Demo says, hey Tony, what are your cash out prices for XRP this cycle? Okay, so let's look at the XRP chart here. Okay, obviously XRP has been ripping. There's been Google search volume for it. It's been up. So it is one of the blue chip crypto assets that has been moving up over 100%, obviously over the past week. Incredible stuff. Very good sign. If you hold an altcoin, you want to see that. However, as always, no guarantees that it continues going to new highs. I think it will because of narratives, adoption. There's meme coins now. There's higher developer activity. There's ETF filings. So those are really good adoption news. I will start to take profits for XRP around $4. and it will be light profits. But then as we hit the $5 range, if we get there, obviously, I will start to take a majority of my profits, then into $6. Boy, if it can go to that 4.236 extension, maybe 750, that would be awesome. Some people are maybe using the Fibonacci off of the old all-time high of $3.84. No guarantee we get there. No guarantee that we see a trajectory off of that, but I'm just going off of the all-time high the old high, the high we hit in 2020. So the high we hit in 2021. To play it conservative. Some people are using the $3.60 thing, which takes you to $9. It's possible, but I'm starting to take profits, $4 zone into 5, 6, and we'll see if it goes higher, But something to watch here, guys. Notice on the daily RSI, heavily overbought. Expect a pullback, right? Which will be normal. Lawrence Bronson says someone is excited about Bitcoin long. Yep. Well, those ETF options are coming in. VeChain new high 20 cents. I know we just looked at the chart, so let's see. Oh, wait, I got to use an older exchange because Coinbase doesn't have the full history, so I think we got to use Binance. Wait, yeah, okay, there we go. VeChain 20 cents. Well, it hit 20 something, they're 30 cents back in 21. So we want to see higher. I'm hoping for 50 and higher, guys. That would be beautiful. As I said earlier, it'd be amazing. Matthew Singer caught another live on my 15-minute break. Hey, thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you joining. Ro says, any suggestions when taking profits? So, Ro, great question. Great question. You have to follow the charts. Exactly what I'm doing here, and not just me, other analysts like the blockchain backer, you got like Coins Kid, you got a bunch of people, Alessio Restani. I use Bitcoin as the measuring stick to get an idea where we're at in the cycle. So if you are seeing Bitcoin is nearing the top, that means altcoins will have maybe a final run, and you want to look at the individual charts of the coins you hold. So you can put the Fibonacci model or watch analysts who do this, or use the Elliott wave to get an idea where you're at. Personally, I am laddering out because no one can call the top. So I have certain price targets based on Fibonacci models of where I'm going to be taking profits. So you have to use the charts, because then if you don't, you're just guessing. Now, could you just leave everything and then say, okay, Bitcoin is nearing its top, right? It's about to top out. So that means altcoins have a final run. I'm going to sell everything as soon as Bitcoin tops out. You can certainly do that, right? I'm sure majority of people will do that as they sense, this thing is, the party's over, right? Time for everybody to go home. Or you can look at the individual charts and start dollar cost averaging on the way up. So if that makes sense. So this is why it's so important. Catch these live streams, catch my podcast, but also watch other analysts and pull up TradingView for yourself. You don't have to be an expert at this. I am not an expert by no means, but through reading, to taking some online courses, looking at what other experts are doing, I've learned to understand the cycles using certain models. And guess what? TradingView is free. Let's see here. Josh says, I'm not sure I understand. Lost faith in Gala, but I see them building, still making new partnerships. Tony, you think you can hit $1 this cycle? Gala, I don't know much about this coin. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know much about this coin, but I'll just throw a Fibonacci. Ooh, it's got work to do. It's got work to do because it had hit a high of like around 88 cents. It's now down below 3 cents. So a lot of work to do. And it hasn't broken out. Okay. So notice this, guys, right? I would be a little bit concerned about Gala. Here's why. What did we see on the Cardano chart? What did we see on the VeChain chart? What did we see on the XRP chart? We saw a breakout. This thing has not moved yet, Josh. So this is why, once again, pay attention to the charts. Notice nothing. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to move at all, but this would be concerning because liquidity is moving through the altcoin market and this thing has not really done anything. So this is where if you're looking for new highs, this is concerning. If it hasn't moved yet, it may not be able to go to new highs. It may just top out halfway of what it hit last time, up 40 cents or 50 cents. So I don't know anything about Gala. I don't have any bias, but I'm looking at the data and the charts, and it's telling me the show hasn't started yet. Where is it? Right? That is concerning. Matthew Singer says, look at its vesting closely. Yeah, absolutely. You got to look at the vesting schedule for many of these tokens, the releases, and so forth. Anthony, thank you. Anthony Ralden, thank you so much for the $5 donation. How high do you see VeChain going? So, Anthony, I covered that, but I'll just pull up real quick here for you. I'm a VET token holder, so I am biased. I want it to go as high as possible, just in full transparency, guys. The good thing, like I was saying, versus the Gala chart, notice that VeChain is breaking out. Very good sign. It's awakening. I'm hoping VeChain can hit at least 50 cents or 60, somewhere between the 1.618 to the 2.618. I think that's conservative. Could it go to the 3.618? Sure, but that's not highly probable. And but I'm hoping, guys, that it can get to 50 to 60 cents. That would be really good for me. And I'm sure for many of you. Lawrence Bronson says, hot Donna 70 show. I don't know if I missed the comments behind or the context behind that. Guys, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the 5-star button. Hit the heart button wherever you're watching or listening. Lawrence Bronson says, Tony, I share the same thesis. We will hit 100K. They will suck in retail. Yeah. So guys, but the question is, will it happen by Thanksgiving? Before, right in time for Thanksgiving dinner. We've seen this story before. I think the Bitcoin whales want to send Bitcoin to 100K before Thanksgiving, or around Thanksgiving. So this happens. So the retail folks, they jump in. Rusty Nut says, how about XLM price point? So I have a little bit of Stellar Lumens, not a lot. So even if it goes up, I'm not making like a ton of money on it, but I'll pull it up for you guys here. Good sign. But the interesting thing about what do you call it? XLM, it moves a lot with XRP. So its chart looks very much like XRP. It's the weirdest thing ever. If good thing, once again, it's breaking out, it's awakening. If it hits the 2.618, that puts it near $2. But no guarantees, of course. But we shall see. We shall see. I feel like the market makers, they know people, like they associate XLM with XRP, so they kind of manipulate the charts this way, because I don't understand why, if it looks just like XRP. It moves at the same time of XRP. So best case scenario, maybe $2 if it's able to get there, possibly higher. But I don't hold much of this token, just a little bit. Let's see here. QE says, hey, Tony, any targets on QNT? So I don't hold any quant. I think it's quant, right? Let's see. Wow. So it had hit $485. Wow. Once again, I don't own this token, so I haven't followed it much. But if it's able to run, man, $800, 1,000, that'd be pretty incredible. Seeing some life on the charts here, but still has work to do. Essentially, guys, if you want to use a model of what your altcoin chart should look like, you want to take a look at Solana. Solana at one point was pretty much like many of these altcoins, not doing crap, just kind of down here, but then started breaking out in phases, right? This is what you want to see. And it breaks up and then heads back to its old all-time high. Solana is approaching its old all-time high. And then you need it to smash through that old all-time high to make its way up, right? But there's no guarantee it gets there. And then you have to look at where are we in the cycle based on Bitcoin's movement, because Bitcoin leads the market. And is there room for more upside, which could potentially take it to the new all-time highs or higher highs? These are the things you got to pay attention to, guys. And I know it may seem like a lot, but just go to TradingView and study these charts. It will really help you out. And it's important to understand these things because it's financial education. You want to make money? You can't play it like the lottery. You can't just go to the wherever and get your lottery ticket, put $20 and then watch the numbers a week later. It doesn't work like that. So something to keep in mind. Mason P says, oh, Cardano. We didn't touch on that one yet. Let's see here. I have it on the Binance chart. No, I think I have it on Coinbase. Or maybe Bitstamp. The good thing is that the Cardano chart is looking good. It's breaking out. Just like XRP. Cardano was actually leading, right? There was a period over the past couple of weeks where Dogecoin and Cardano were the leaders. So good sign for Cardano, very good sign. And I do hold some Cardano, so I'm hoping it can get to $5 or higher. No guarantees, of course. And a really good scenario will put it near $8. But we shall see, my friends. We shall see. Hey guys, so make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, the 5-star button, the heart button, wherever you're watching and listening. Make sure you're subscribing. Guys, support me by checking out my sponsors, Uphold, VeChain, BitGo, Gemini. Sign up for my free email newsletter. Grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto, on Amazon in paperback or digital. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you all. I'm going to have to wrap up soon. It's been over an hour streaming here. As always, guys, I wish you all the best of luck in this bull market, that you make incredible returns. And even if you don't become a billionaire or multi-millionaire, that's okay. If you're making money, you're walking away from this bull market with profit, you have been successful. As long as you don't lose money. We don't want to lose money, right? So as long as you're walking away with a good return, guys. And remember, part of my strategy, you don't have to copy me. I'm going to reinvest some of my profits in the next bear market. So come 2026, 2027, buy the bottom again and get ready to sell the bull market of 2028, 2029, 2030, and so forth. So make sure you have that macro view. There's more to gain in this market. Obviously, there's the law of diminishing returns. You may not get the same level of returns, but this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And obviously, be careful. Like we talked about, the 10-year-old that rugged people for 30K. Be careful with those meme coins, guys. This is why I don't mess around with meme coins. And yes, there are established ones like Doge and so forth. So be careful out there, folks. Let's just take a look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we're waiting to see if it touches, what do you call it, 95 today, because it broke through 94. It was close to 95, a bit of a cool down. But the bull market continues, guys. Exciting times, exciting times. All right, everybody. I will talk to you all later.